for OG. I think actually having Fly either on this Rubik or the Switch Doctor, where he can just make plays around the map and have a heavy influence, and then having Jerax on one of his big three. Either Tusk, his Elder Titan, or his Earth Spirit. I think that, for me, is kind of the big thing. I actually think the supports for this team are so important because they make so much space around the map. And I think S4, he kind of holds his own a lot of the time when he's in that off lane.
I think Storm Spirit isn't the same carry that he used to be.
Oh,
With the current sustain lineups, I think you just are lacking in damage. So, if you are still playing around this whole concept of giving Resolution the best last pick hard carry that you can, it really has to be a game where Storm can actually get good kills, right? Because that was a problem with their best of one earlier, was that the fact that the Storm Spirit couldn't easily be able to burst down hero, right? Like the Storm, like there are two different ways that Storm has to be good. Right, it has to be, okay, you have a relatively free game, like you don't have like a whole lot of lockdown, but it also has to be the fact that you can actually get kills, because otherwise you're zipping in, attacking someone, it doesn't die, you zip out, and then you're like, can't do that again.
You know,
right?
on that,
you don't
on
have that same
thread,
kind of damage.
The big comment that Blitz made yesterday that just like made me go, oh wow, is Blitz pointed out to me like how hard Force Staff can counter Storm Spirit. Just the idea that you force that first person he goes on out, and he can't kill in that initial jump. Like, that's so big. After the ulti nerf quite some time ago, Storm Spirit can't necessarily make that second or third jump in the fight without running out of mana.
Activation cost of Ball Lightning is a problem for him. Staying fight. And the current meta is like Dragon Knights, like we see Gyrocopter quite a bit, but there's usually some sort of protector around it.
No, that was the big problem in the Storm games that we saw yesterday. There was like one support that he could really jump on, and it was a Coddle who's going to be playing way in the back lines anyway. So he's going to have to ball over the entire enemy team to do that.
Just so many defensive resources that we see, like every team. You're always going to run into Glimmer Capes, you're always going to run into Force Staffs, and as a Storm Spirit, you can be a little slot starves, or you're going to be carrying a gem in the fights, or you're going to be carrying a dust, etc. So now we can look at these drafts.
Interesting to me here that OG has chosen to take out the Disruptor rather than the Naga. You obviously are thinking about denying that combo, which a lot of the Chinese run and Mineski run. But it's actually the Disruptor who OG themselves have had a lot of success with.
They have first pick.
Yeah.
Right.
You value the Naga more than the Disruptor? Or less so?
I value the Naga more.
I value Naga more. I would rather have that first pick.
But it was just interesting to me because they themselves, if you look at, again, since January 1st, they've actually run a lot more Disruptor than they have Naga. They've only run 5 Naga.
But it's been banned a lot, though, right?
It has. This is true. This is true. So we'll see. If they do pick up, sorry about that.
I'm good.
Paul's been enjoying this over here. He's just kind of watching it.
Oh, dude, I totally.
It's just like a free pass to backstage. I just get to listen to you guys talking about all the things that I love listening to. It's great for me. I just enjoy myself. Like, wow, would you not enjoy yourself?
There's the night. Okay,
but if they get,
so we were on the right track. Yeah, we were on the right track.
At the same time, though, if Mineski, like the way they left this out is that couldn't get ET.
Yeah.
You can't fit ET Naga Siren.
They could do something like that, clock +1, clock SF. I don't know if they want to open it per se, but you were saying you really like the Shadow Fiend, and I like Clockwork versus Naga Siren.
Yeah, me too.
A lot of these teams are prioritizing it higher now versus Naga because you can find him during the sleep, you can mess up the combo, etc. Like,
it's hard to say that on my 1, 2, or 3 has to go to the back lines and find the Naga Siren, right? But when you can get an equal net worth hero to counter the Naga Siren, it feels very good.
Yeah,
so still go for their Night Stalker. This is their most played hero.
And this is just an SEA staple. It's weird that I was looking through their drafts, and I mean, Jab's Clock was like a staple back when they were having success in the fall. But yeah, they've gone away from it. They haven't done that in a long time.
But he was on fire when he was playing. I was like, wow, Jab's actually might be the best clock right now. Sorry,
Night Stalker still does the same thing, though, right?
Yeah,
in that he has the vision advantage. He can identify the Naga Siren, get the silent out.
Okay, that's interesting that they've gone for the Shaman here, because the Shaman is actually Ninja Boogie's most played.
Yeah.
But he's also the NS player.
He's an NS player
on this team, so that's a different move from them.
Well, Shaman has looked okay in this event so far, and I think most importantly, again, I talked about this in Genting, that you really, to be a 1 or 2 position in this meta and be successful consistently, you've got to hit towers. OD's really the only exception to that that's had success. Shaman really takes a lot of that out of the equation. I mean, we saw
Fnatic. We saw Fnatic yesterday. They had no tower pushers. DJ's just like, all right, first item Aghanims, let's go.
Oh, exactly.
So,
yeah, the Aghanims like 18 minutes. Yeah.
Makes up for a lot.
I think a Witch Doctor.
Yep, Fly's second most played hero.
Yeah, but like in this matchup, why did they go Witch Doctor?
just a safe laner, allows the Naga Siren to run around the map. I think that's the biggest thing for me.
And I think it's a sort of anticipating Mineski's tendency to pick these really tanky cores like the Razor, where the Witch Doctor can kind of get in, get a Maledict down on that super tanky core, and he's kind of done his job.
Yeah, I like that because
he does seem like the strongest hero, one of the strongest heroes because of Maledict right now.
With the current setup, you like Rubik.
Yes.
Yeah, but you're susceptible to getting ran at by Night Stalker.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing, is that the Naga Rubik combo can just get run at in the laning phase. Really be in trouble.
You also, in a way, like Witch Doctor, you right click really hard. Like this is more super basic, but Riptide with the Witch Doctor hitting you in the laning phase,
that actually hurts.
You're getting hit really hard, and it benefits from Death Ward too. Death Ward plus Riptide, you can actually get solo kills between your supports with these duo. Net Maledict, Death Ward, someone's dead.
OG's turn to ban.
So Mineski, I think OG could still look to banning out the puck. I think it should still be one of the options that they go for. The puck plus that Venge that we were talking about. Because they have phase shift to dodge out pretty much all the disables, so you can have a pretty solid lane.
Considering their lockdown.
Yeah.
Really easy puck to play around.
And he's good versus the Naga too, is like you can just get into the back lines. They do decide to take out the OD though.
Yeah, I actually think that, again, I think Mushi's hero pool is really key here. And with the Tiny already out and the OD already out, with the Tiny already out, I like the OD ban because that, you put him on the Venge, but most of the other heroes in his pool, apart from those three, are a little bit on the slower side tempo-wise.
Yeah, Puck,
there is Puck. It's just,
Puck.
Yeah.
I think they're going for Puck Venge. It's like their bread and butter. It works really well with Night Stalker. They have the Shadow Shaman who benefits from the push too.
But again, OG, I agree with you about the Puck Venge for the record, but I think I would be shocked if OG were not explicitly prepared for that. Like, when you leave that on the table, that they've got something to do with that.
So you have a Night Stalker on the Yep. There is the Lycan.
I like Lycan a lot, and I think pick him right here. The only thing is TB's still in the pool, though, right?
Yes, Terrorblade is left in the pool. And TB is way too good versus that hero.
Yeah, I think Reflection is just broken, right?
Yeah, Feral Impulse. You just get Feral Impulse, and you're like, okay, thank you. So Dragon Knight versus Puck, a classic.
Right. And it's, man, okay, and again, on my list of like potentially broken heroes, it just, does DK lose a lane right now?
I haven't seen him lose many, no.
It's actually crazy. There have been so many lanes that I've watched. I'm like, okay, this time DK's finally going to get pressured. No.
4 HP regen, 3 armor, level 1 ability.
Yeah,
I think we saw that like 2 months ago where Viper
and the
was
value
picked
point in
versus
Breathe
DK.
Fire.
Yeah, and that hero got so many buffs, let's be honest. Status resistance, his talents got all reworked, his Breathe Fire got reworked, Dragon's Blood got reworked. Everything about that hero got buffed recently.
It occurred to me after our panels yesterday because we were talking about Terrorblade as a core as that ideal core who's strong at all phases of the game, and it occurred to me how much that applies to DK right now.
Yeah, he's the 4th most picked first 2 days. Bear in mind we're only in the second series of the second day as well. He's already been picked 10 times.
Okay, guys, so we on board with the Yellow Avenge here? You commit right now?
If they want to do them.
You don't like it?
You don't like the Puck Venge here?
I worry about it with the DK because of the damage issues. Right? Remember with... Okay, there you go, the Yellow Avenge.
I'm telling you, this is their best strategy, I think.
But the thing is, right, we worried about that yesterday in the game that they played against Complexity, where their last 3 picks were, I believe, Puck Venge and Timbersaw, and we were worried about the damage.
And I think they're looking to do that again.
Maybe.
I think OG's going to ban Timber last.
Yeah.
Well, they have to.
I think it's just so
that was
set in stone right there.
That was both of their 2 Timber picks yesterday were against the DK, so explicitly for that laning matchup.
I think it's either Timber or it's Underlord for Ice Ice there. I don't know how much he's played the Underlord recently.
I think OG can deal with Underlord though.
You think they can deal with it?
I think they're in terms of like people talk about OG as like being a Wisp team, but OG is so good against playing with it as well, and I think a lot of the against it as well, and I think a lot of the same principles apply to the Underlord.
glad you actually showed me that list. Because that actually could be one of the options. I think maybe
Couldn't
if the Timber gets banned out,
Yeah.
they could actually look to go for that Enchantress. That's what Paul was just showing me.
Okay.
The Ice Enchantress, then they have damage, right?
against a DK.
So you're not supposed to say stuff like that, Fog.
No,
I'm supposed to make you.
alright.
You're supposed to look smart.
No, dude.
See,
It's fine.
I'm
You're
wondering if
giving away TV secrets now.
No. I mean, Paul's got his book of magic over here.
I'm wondering how sure we are that it's going to be Mineski that pull out the cheese, because I think OG could pull out their own
They
little brand
could,
of cheese here with their
yeah.
Arc Warden.
It's also on my list. Right there.
I think this could be a 5th pick Arc Warden.
I
game,
think
but
Arc
let's-
Warden.
Arc Warden
I think
versus
he can.
Puck
This
is
is the gap closer, though. The gap closers versus Arc Warden makes the hero really hard to play.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Like
They go
the
for
Vengeful
Lycan.
Spirit,
The
I think, is
okay,
one
that's
of the
much better.
biggest counters to Arc Warden. There's like Death Prophet as well.
Could have taken the
but-
Lycan before as well.
Yeah, this is a strong DK Lycan right
Yeah, I
here.
like
I mean,
that. I like that.
these HP regen strength
Yeah.
heroes is just absurd.
And the funny thing is, they could have taken that Lycan third.
Mhm.
That might have put Mineski off a little bit. So you're right, Fogd. I think OG were like, yeah, go on,
Pick your Venge.
take your bench Puck, and then we think we've got that figured out.
Oh, careful though. Isn't this the same? I think this is the same combo for complexity that they beat with
Yes, it is.
their Puck Venge yesterday. So
Yeah,
I don't
so
know.
How do
and
they beat Timbersaw or Under? Because both those heroes are going to match well against the
I think you ban the Timbersaw and take your chance on Underlord.
pick like that.
I think that they're. I think Underlord is counter. I think both heroes obviously are counterable, especially Timbersaw. But again, I think Daryl's Timbersaw is a level beyond his Underlord. His
They're
Underlord is
banning
good.
it. They're banning it for
Yeah.
sure. There's no way you leave it when you have DK Lycan.
No,
I do not think.
Oh, see, it's interesting. I would have gone the other way. I think in a vacuum that Timbersaw is garbage. But I think you have a player that runs it at such an elite level.
What are we looking for here for OG?
It's an S4 hero. I'm just wondering which one it could be. They could. I mean,
The
if they
Beast
see,
was taken.
if they think it's only the Venge carry, they could just pick a Tide and he could just run in their
Yeah.
faces.
Yeah.
So surprisingly, Tide actually just owns Puck head to head.
Yes, he does.
The head to head stats are actually stupid in favor of Tide in that matchup.
Is Tiny banned?
Yeah,
Yes, Tiny was banned
Okay,
first.
Yeah, okay.
Nobody's
So-
letting Tiny out
No.
except against him, apparently. Because they know.
And
And they're going to take the under. Of course. The old double ban
the
strat.
double play. The double play, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're on point for this one.
You can
Beautiful.
get like
I
a
feel good.
Hype or Crimson Guard either way, depending on.
All right.
What's cool for Mineski is that they can aggro tri-lane, give themselves a good
And
1v1 show.
This
This gives them a
Underlord.
Puck versus Underlord is it's so sad to play Puck versus
It's
Underlord.
awful.
And they have Naga set up too. So Naga, you sleep, you throw a pit down. Good luck playing Puck.
Pit just ruins.
Pit ruins Puck.
Oh my god. Puck hates being rooted anyway. But
What's the option
now
for them?
here's the thing, right? You don't. This can be an ice Puck, and you could take like probably not a Morana, maybe even a Morana here.
He hasn't played it in the last 3 months, but he has played it recently, though. It's
The
Puck.
moon? Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ice.
But
Tinker's
it's
still out
Daryl,
there.
man. He can play
yeah,
anything.
no, absolutely.
Is DP still available? Yeah, no. She got banned.
Well, he knows what he wants.
Is this?
So-
It is the Monkey King.
Wait a minute, though. Who's on the Monkey King?
So I think
I
I was going to
Daryl.
say
This is
the aggro
Daryl?
tri-lane
Yeah.
is gonna win
Yeah, aggro tri-lane, match the Monkey
with the
versus
Monkey
Underlord.
King
It's
against the
absolutely
Underlord, but the
Daryl.
problem is that
On
you're still
point.
matching up against the high armor of the Dragonite, but it's the same thing that Complexity did against Lycan. They baited out the Lycan against EG. They picked up Monkey King as their last pick because it's so effective.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like the next
Yeah.
Battle Fury, one hit takes out so much.
Good stuff. Right, Alan. Which
You're gonna
draft do
make
you
me
like?
start with-
I am going to make you start. Just because I don't want to put anything to the curse. There is no curse. I would need you to just,
Okay.
confirm that.
I like Mineski's draft a little better. I think they execute this well. I just liked OG so much going into this tournament. I think I'm going to go with Mineski here.
Okay. Cap.
OG.
OG for you and Fogged.
Nice. It's very split. I have to make the choice here, huh?
You do. The deciding baton.
I'm going to go Mineski. They've got their comfort. And I think that they can play at a really fast pace with this Monkey King. As long as he doesn't get a horrible matchup.
Okay, interesting. Very split decisions on the panel. I wonder what sort of decisions are going to be made in the commentary box, talking of which. Why don't we bring them in right now for this second set. Hello, guys. How you doing?
Hello, Red. Not too bad. I'm looking forward to this one.
It should be fun, this one, for you.
It should. I mean, the Ice Monkey King final pick, that's something a little different.
Yeah, a little bit different. Always fun to watch what Daryl does. Never know what he's going to do next. Must be brilliant for you.
Exactly. Now, we're going to have to... I'll tell you what, our observers are going to be really put to the test on this one, so I hope Pimp's ready for this, man.
Indeed. Enjoy, boys.
Thank you very much, Red. So, Will, yes, this final pick, the Mineski Ice Monkey King, what's the reasoning behind it? I guess it's sort of the panel said you're looking for sort of that lane matchup that you're going to have the favoring in, but surely OG are going to try and make sure that doesn't happen.
They don't have the best lockdown for him either. He can play in the tree line. It's very easy for him. He's very naturally good against Pit Lord, one of the best heroes one-on-one. But this draft is almost identical to what they had earlier against Complexity. I'm pretty certain that I'm correct here that the only hero that switched is Ice, where he was playing Timbersaw before. But I believe the other 4 heroes are the exact same.
In that game, of course, that was the game where Ice went absolutely off on the Timbersaw, didn't he? He had a incredible time, and there he is. The myth, the legend. Curry at the moment, of course. See him stick with the team for now. Not going to see any sort of shenanigans. Sometimes we see the Monkey King try and sneak past the towers, get into the base of the enemy, and see if they can get a courier snipe. Ice, he'll be sticking with the gang.
I'm trying to find the game right now. I really want to pose.
You're pretty good, yeah. Looking at this, you did have the Venge. It was you had the Venge and the Puck. It was the sort of similar 2 cores with it by the looks of it.
Oh, I'm mixing up Fnatic.
Oh, you're kind of right there. Yeah, the Venge and the Puck.
No,
What's the Venge and the Puck again?
I mixed up Fnatic's game. I was half and half. I was split between 2. But it's gonna be a Monkey King.
Okay, so I mean, I would have thought they wanted to get it against the Underlords. So why are they putting the Monkey King mid, do you think, rather than having that sort of that side lane where it would have been the 1v1 against the Underlords?
I think it's the best against the K. Puck doesn't do anything against that hero. Problem. Puck actually feels really garbage against the MK.
See what OG are able to do to punish this Monkey King, and of course Jarax, he is going to be there to back up Resolution. This is one of the problems though, the mid Monkey King. This is a hero comes into lane with 0 armor, and against a Naga that's going to be coming in and spamming Riptide, it feels like the pressure's really going to be on for Ice.
I don't understand this decision especially, because I kind of agree, like, the one-on-one, even against, like, the Pit Lord, he's gonna... And I think OG thought that was what was gonna happen. They put this S4 Pit Lord up at top thinking this is a monkey. But instead, the MK mid is kind of struggling. Because he doesn't deal well correctly with the 2v1.
No. Absolutely not. The 1v1 situations is where he thrives, and Jarax make sure not to give that to him.
He does have enough stacks, but even using that doesn't feel very good.
I mean, could they not kill him here? One more root and one more Riptide. Ice. He's just going to go down. As I said, I think it's going off what we said. Well, I'm not a fan of this decision to put it mid.
Yeah, that's not an easy lane. And Monkey King's supposed to be a lane dominator. This is a hero that thrives on these one-on-one situations, and you want to try to give him as advantageous of a lane as possible. But Rezo's taking a lot of damage here. One more hit, the staff connects, and Rezo gonna have to pop the salve. Barely lives, 20 HP.
I mean, that is the power, as we say. In a 1v1, when he's allowed to give you the rundown like that, it still could deal an atrocious amount of damage. As we've seen so far, OG have not been letting that 1v1 occur.
Look at him, though. He's already at half health. This is not the position that Ice wants to be in. Because Rezo will go heal, then come back, and they'll just start this all over again.
Boogie will grab the Arcane Rune as he sweeps across. Of course, how are the other side lanes going? Looks like no one really getting too far behind in terms of farm. But decent enough lane up here. It's got the Lycan being moved up here as well, so both of the cores at the moment actually in this top lane in S4. Yeah, a little on the edge there. As Moon brought him about one right click away from death.
He's going to swap lanes down here. Wants to try to be against this Venge. Feel very strong in this situation, 2-on-2. The Lycan should be okay because of the high amount of regen. Like, all these high regen base heroes really ruin Puck. Puck doesn't want to get into these kind of right-click wars, as in mid, once again, Jerax doesn't have the net quite yet, but 1 or 2 more right-clicks might have done it.
Either way, as you said, with sort of the lack of regen the Monkey King has, it's going to be him out of the lane. Same time, Fly will get the kill on Jabs. Ninja Boogie's going to TP in. It's going to have the salve there for Ice Ice, so Ice Ice will be to stick around in lane. Breathe Fire will cancel that.
He's got Soul Ring now. This is when playing against Dragon Knight becomes a... And this is when Jerax can also just rotate off if he wants to, because he knows that his Dragon Knight is perfectly fine now. He's done enough in the early few levels to kind of help him out.
G down bottom, getting in there with the cast. They've got the root as well, holding Jabs down. S4 punching into the Shaman, not quite enough damage, and in fact Fly, he's the one to suffer. Mushi chasing him down, one more touch with a Wave of Terror. Mushi gets the kill now, towards Jerax as well. Will be fine, S4 there to keep Jaboogie off him.
Jaboogie right now just trying to play somewhat reactive, as feels like he's trying to chase Jerax around and try to match his tempo. Naga, of course, a very fast hero in that regard.
And I mean, I'm watching this mid as well. I would imagine one of the ways that this sort of works out with the DK, if he does breathe fire and then the monkey goes in for the Boundless Strike, because it's based on his attacks, the Boundless Strike damage is also reduced off the back of that. Or yes or no?
Yes,
Yeah,
because it's critical damage.
Yeah. So that kind of helps. We're seeing a few times, you know, trying to use the Boundless to harass Rezo, but it does very little damage with the high armor, of course, from the passive, and the breathe fire, 25% damage reduction. But all in all, Ice still finding very good farm in the mid. Match CS now with Resolution. Does have a slight XP advantage as well, because Rezo did have that pairing with Jerax at the start. So, despite going down that first time, Ice recovering very nicely, and that is, of course, because it has gone back to this 1v1. Jerax has had to look elsewhere to help the side lanes, giving the space for Ice to now have that sort of edge on Rezo.
Yeah, he's got the level advantage too.
Yeah.
That's the downside, of course, with dual lane. They haven't gotten any additional kills or anything like that. It's a little bit scarier now, especially since there is a Night Stalker in the game. Not super comfortable. Meanwhile, up at top, No Tail suffering a little bit as the puck tops in CS so far in this game. Bottom lane.
Quick dive in, Jaboogie, Mushi, and Jabs. A lot of catch between these three. Very, very tricky for S4 to come too close, so Mineski get themselves that second kill up top, looking towards Moon. He's got the orb out though, will be able to draw into it, so gets himself out to safety. Bottom lane, Mineski amping up the pressure. They've got that Venge. They want to try and take these early objectives, and now S4, he's TP'd back into this one, but the shackles are there, and S4, he's just giving away his life another time. Mushi takes the kill.
And at the same time, OG went for a smoke, right at the same time as Moon came across, trying to contest for the bounty rune. Broke the smoke that I'm pretty certain was meant to head mid. And this top lane decision has been very intelligent by Mineski. They've denied the ability for them to do anything to this offlaner. Like, Moon is not afraid at all of a Witch Doctor like in lane. Unless he overcommits with the orb, it's nearly impossible for him to die. So he can play as aggressively as he wants on the 2 support.
Lane. Jerax now coming back in, assist Rezo. Nice, he really has made the most of this lane. So I was at least a little worried about it at the start, but he's certainly showing us that absolutely work out when left to be the 1v1.
Really unafraid, even getting into a fight right now with Fly.
He's popping the coil.
Mid for this.
He's taken a lot of punches. That was... I a little over-aggressive there from Moon. Fly should still fall, as Ninja Boogie will come in with a wraparound and at least get a kill in return for losing the puck, but that is, it's losing your puck.
Yeah, that was a level 6 puck. You even saw that Fly was confused at that. He threw down the chow wheel, he said, alright. I guess that's how that's going to work as a 4-man rotation in mid.
Oh, they're going in big. Fly will be TPing across. Rezo will turn with a pre-fire. Does manage to get that out first. This could be pretty big, but with the magical damage, it should be enough.
That's 5.
Mushi chasing him down. There's the Boundless Strike. Mushi will find the kill. And Mineski, they'll make sure that they get both of these kills out of it.
That is 5 heroes, as Jabs does end up going down. Good counter rotation to at least pick up 1 hero, but really like that move.
I mean, they're playing the pace that they want to. Mineski's lineup with this Benj, Monkey King dual core. They've got a lot of strength at the moment.
I think this is Mushi's best hero. Like the Vengeful Spirit. It feels like this is the one that he's most comfortable on. I really don't like it when he plays these heroes that hold that thought.
Right, straight away. We'll manage to get out the Wukong's command, giving that extra bit of armor as well to Ice. He looks to back himself up. They do get the kill on Jerax, the swap back as well. Mushi buying the space for Ice to survive. Wave of Terror out onto Big Daddy, but there's no control, so Big Daddy will escape. The smart plays again from Mineski in this mid lane to limit any sort of casualties on their side and make sure that OG struggle to get the most out of their usages, as that is the Elder Dragon form popped. And Resolution, we'll see if we can get any damage onto the tower, but with the way Mineski's playing, they're making sure that first ult usage of the DK is wasted.
And at bottom, Patel's down here. Jabs is getting really low, but a lot of heroes being committed for this. Creep's even going to get stunned up. Look at how much they protect all their heroes on the side of Mineski. This is the second time they've done that. And this is what I'm talking about when it feels like they have this Vengeful Spirit. They help each other at all time zone. They don't allow any hero to go down for free.
There is no one AFK farming on Mineski's line. They're switching lanes like nobody's business.
Sometimes it feels like when Mushi plays these heroes like PL, he gets into this farming rhythm where he completely ignores the rest of this game. But when he plays a hero like Venge, he's so active on the map as up at top, Jerax gonna get gone on.
See if there's no burst. He does have that infused range drop, saving him from the damage from the Waning Rift. Still chased down there, the Orb will connect. Moon does find the pickup.
Very good start though for Mineski already.
It really is there.
Minus that one play up at top.
Oh yeah, we'll let Moon off for that, because overall he's still top net worth on the puck.
Yes,
so
it should have been a lot higher.
1300 towards having the Blink Dagger on top of the phase boots, of course, that Moon likes to go on his puck.
And look at how often they move around Mushi. Gonna try to set up for another kill here.
Yep, they've got the slow, they've got the control. Big Daddy is dead. Another pick off for Mushi. I mean, if you're OG, how do you sort of react to the way that Mineski's moving around the map? It seems that they've just got your number, and as we're seeing with the heroes that Mineski have, their kill potential is much higher than OG's at the moment.
It feels as though Mineski are playing the way that we normally see OG used to play with.
Top.
Boon, one more hit. That's another solo kill for him, as it just feels like they're everywhere on the map right now. But like we were saying, OG, it feels like now, past the laning phase, they're the ones trying to counter-react to whatever Mineski's doing, but they're just a little bit too late because Mineski really, really like what they're doing here, bringing so many heroes in.
And look at this, as soon as the push comes in mid, the TPs are coming through.
Nobody's allowed to die here. Ninja Boogie, even though he's just a 4 position, or actually he's going to be the 5 in a game like this, they're going to rotate half the map just to help him. Even going to get the tower up at bottom.
Didn't even need to commit the wards as well. Jabs has still got those ready and waiting for another push. Enter 4, 11 minutes in, 3k lead for Mineski. This lineup looking very hot in the laning stages. This team is playing perfectly as a unit. S4, he's got to be a bit careful here. We've seen what's happened before when the 2 heroes go on him. There is a swap available. Mushi can get S4 into the hands of Jabs. It could be another death. S4 coming close. Mushi sees the chance. They do swap it straight away, but the wards are down a little off the mark, and now the turnaround play being attempted. They'll get Mushi with the paralyzing cast to cancel the TP, but Fly, will he save himself with the stick charges? He won't. He will die. Jabs will look to TP out. Will he make it? He will. And in fact, S4, oh, nearly going down to the wards there on that attempt. So a 1-for-1 trade, but obviously for OG, they'll be the happy ones. They do get Mushi. They do make sure that the wards are expended not to get a tower.
Very well done overall. They needed something like that quite bad, though.
They needed to sort of slow the tempo down a bit.
They forced that really hard. They were trying to go for like this cute play where they swap into the shackles, but S4, I think he's got phase boots. He's way too quick for that.
Straight phase, Vanguard on this Underlord. Very nice here. Right clickers. Venge lineup. 11 for 5, 2k lead. Moon, as we've seen, he's picked up that Blink Dagger already. That, of course, along with the Wukong's command, some fantastic team fight just between those 2 heroes with the Coil, the Monkey King ult. Very hard for sort of OG to deal with. Even though they're saying that, they do have, of course, now that level 6 online. The Song of the Siren is always going to be there from Jerax. He's in the neighborhood to allow them to disengage, so we may start to see the point of the game where he started to feel the frustration of a team that's let Naga Siren through the lineup.
That is the upside of when you play Naga, is that you almost always feel comfortable about these team fights. You'll at one point have your way. A very good sleep. Mineski, they're going to get aggressive, take down this top tower. I'd imagine mid is the next objective for them to take. We want to try to deny up this area. A little bit curious, by the way, that No Tail's up at top. When you take this mid tower, normally the next objective is for the safe laner to rotate down to bottom and then take control of this jungle, but they've actually reversed things a little bit and they're going to make a move on him.
They are. They need TPs coming in on OG if they want to try and save No Tail. You've got the jump up to the trees. Ice given the vision. Hopping about. Will keep himself hidden though. But Fly's TP in, and in fact, look at the TP down bottom and help them fight down here. They know that Fly TP'd up there to help out, so they want to try and punish OG whilst Mineski have the numbers. The Dream Core down onto 2, but here's that song. See if they can get out of this one. The Boundless Strike, indeed, it's going to cancel them both from outside of it. S4 is in trouble here. They'll lose this Underlord. Resolution. See if he's going to be okay. Moon trying to chase this man down with the orb. They've got Ice closing across the tree line. The swap back is there. Resolution will fall as well off the back of it. And in case I'm missing something, is there a reason why S4 wouldn't just Dark Rift out of that?
I think he thought at least his Dragon Knight was okay, but...
Because they tried to TP.
Yes, but Jerax was just outside the range of the Venge, who managed to just stun up the DK as he was TPing out. So he thought to himself, like, oh, at least my DK's out, it'll be okay. Then once his DK gets stunned up, I think his plan changed, and then at that point the Dark Rift was way too late. Yeah, I guess he would have had to go it straight up. And we're seeing another thing as well, of course, outside of the range of the song, the Boundless Strike is going to be very nice to stop in these TP plays. Very easy for Ice to reach in with that stun. And you realize, like, the reads on Mineski are so good. We talked about how they're going to take this mid tower next. They do so after they take the top one, and they realize that OG's going for the same play. I had just said, I don't know why the Lycan's up at top, because they often want to take that bottom tower next. When OG make that rotation, Mineski are ready. And mid, once again, it feels as though right now they're everywhere on the map. The TP rotations, they're not wasting anything so far. Let's see if No Tail can find anything. He's going to pop the ult, try and go for a chase down. Mineski backing off. And already there's backup here. This is a bit of a risky place for No Tail to be. Same time, down bottom, Rezo, caught in the Wukong's command. Ice has already used the Boundless Strike, so not quite enough damage on his own at the moment to take down the Dragon Knight. The high amounts of armor that Resolution does have. Battle Fury, of course, still not quite there for Ice. Again, once again, he makes that sort of play, keeps himself hidden in the trees. Rezo and No Tail with S4's backup will move down here to attempt for the push. Ice. Just sort of toying with them. The sidelines from those trees with the Boundless Strike, trying to put a bit of a stop to that push. In top lane, you've got Moon continuing the pressure up here as well. Jerax, looking for setup though, buying time for Fly to come in, and with the Death Board knocked down, that's enough. Moon will get punished for coming out. And at the same time, Mineski, they're going to wait on this high ground. Go for Jerax. If they can get the Hex off first, the Shrine is popped. Is the damage there? Should be just enough. See if they can get out though. Fly, S4, has the route down onto Jabs. Jabs being chased. They have the cask again to buy time for them to close the gap around him. So just doing his best to sort of run about. And in fact, they might not even get him here. If he can keep himself outside of the fog, he's going to be fine. Jabs will live, he gets away, and at the same time, that's a big kill to find. Look at this, they've found No Tail. Ice and Ninja Boogie surrounding, and the Boundless Strike built up with the Jingu Mastery as they cut down the Lycan once again. And we're now at a point where all three highest cores on the map are all those of Mineski. 16-6, 16 minutes in, 5k gold lead. These guys are playing fantastic. Top lane, Jerax. He's looking for Mushi, but Mushi, he's out of range of the sleep. He's just going to walk away from it, or will get clipped on the side of it. They do have a route, but immediately goes for the TP, knows there's nothing else there to cancel it. And again, a song used to no avail. And of course, those early levels of song, meaning it's on that very long cooldown, over 2 minutes, where Mineski don't have to worry about the song breaking up their plays. Yeah, and look at bottom lane. They've already rotated for that. These guys are playing so incredibly fast. Yeah. Got the Battle Fury on Monkey King now. Any move that Mineski makes, or when they get gone on, they're already making another play. Their Vengeful Spirit gets gone on up at top. They're going to punish that by taking the bottom tier 2. That fight up at top, they're already making the move on a Resolution. They get the kill onto Jerax as well. They're playing so much faster than OG is, and it just feels like OG's not ready for this kind of pace. No, their lineup just does not seem suited to deal with it at the moment. They are struggling for sure against the power of Mineski. I don't even know if it's a lineup issue. I think that Mineski are flat out just playing really, really good right now. This is why I prefer Mushi on these heroes rather than these Phantom Lancers, because when he plays these Vengeful Spirits, he's creating so much space for the rest of his team. It feels like an improved version of what Fnatic are trying to accomplish with what Envy's doing, where he's moving around the map.
I think it's sort of, as you say, you know, if you put him on a farmer, it's just sort of, it feels like sort of wasted talent.
Yes.
You're not using Mushi to his full potential when he's sort of AFK hitting creep.
Because the thing about his lineup is, Moon and Ice, like, we have a term for, they're killers. They do not like hitting creeps. If you think about all of Moon's best heroes, this Mirana, this Puck, he wants to be as active as possible. Same with Ice. If you think of Daryl, you think of fighters. And that's why the Vengeful Spirit synergize as well, because now you have 4 or 5 heroes that are just willing to get into engagements non-stop. Nice coil.
He does get it down onto 2. Has got the backup. Ice, looking for the perfect position. Will drop the Wukong's command from the tree line. Manages to get it, so all 4 heroes of OG having to be forced to run through it. Notel trying to lead forward. Will manage to get the kill on the Shaman with the minions. Ice sort of trapped here. Will jump himself back up to the trees. They've got the Dragon Tail stun onto Moon at the side. This is good for OG. 2 so far. The root out onto Ninja Boogie as he will tick down across the tree line. Mushi just left to run away, and Ice left to hide.
They're going to go into Roche.
That was a huge fight for OG. Definitely what helped out there was the fact that S4 comes in. He has the completed Crimson Guard. Helps negate a lot of the damage from Mineski in these fights.
They're going to make this move in. 3 heroes get caught out.
They're low on OG. They get the stun though. They cut the tree down as well. That's a long time for Ice to be stunned, but Mushi with the swap out keeps Ice safe. The swap into Shadowblade. They'll move back in. Boundless Strike down onto Notel. Mineski trying their best to force OG back out the pit. They'll get the Magic Missile down onto the Naga Cyrax. Jerax is gone. Hit a Malice onto 2. The Breathe Fire, Burning Moon down low. They'll lose the Puck. Jabs now being focused as well by OG. He's been stunned up, surrounded. Jabs down as well. Moon there effectively dying back into that situation. With OG getting those 2 kills, they'll go back in the pit. Can Mineski get back in? You bet that they're going to try. They've got the Monkey King. They have to do it soon, though. Roche is falling low, but again, Notel just walks up, cuts the tree. The Ice was looking to jump on. The Death Ward's down. Will get cancelled by the Boundless Strike. But Ice, he's going to tick down low to the Maledict. They're back into the pit, OG. And he does. Ice is gone. But Mushi, he got both! He got in, he got the kill, and he got the Aegis! They will make him pay. They'll kill him the once. But Mushi actually being able to take both factors of that Roshan away from him, as he will still die. But he got the kill, he got the Aegis. That's a hashtag worth.
That was like an 8-minute fight. It just kept going. Heroes just kept buying back. And Mineski, they take their first sloppy fight of the game. Around that Roshan pit. Yeah. Hit Lord reigns supreme.
Absolutely, yeah. So much stuff that S4 got done there. The damage, the control, the stacks building up, and Notel as well with the fortitude as we saw going outside of the pit, knowing Ice was coming back and just chopping down those trees like nobody's business. I think he caught him out at least twice with the Quelling Blade play.
That was such an awkward fight for Mineski. Even the one in the jungle, it felt like that was very forced. They felt like they had to take that play, and I don't think they necessarily had to. At some point, you can just pop Nighttime, you'll get a Roshan for yourself, it'll be okay, you can play a little bit more patient. And even with all of that, with Moon buying back, they're still in a okay-ish gold lead.
They've still got the slight lead.
Yes.
And it's always big, especially when it's like a DK lineup, like a lineup, to take away them having the Aegis, because suddenly they're sort of put on a back burner where they can't really force objectives like they would want to.
Yeah, but at the same time, we talked about how they're all killers in this game. That time they got way too over-aggressive. They thought they were a lot further ahead than they are, so they took a sloppy fight. They figured, okay, well, we'll just win this fight anyways. But OG, nobody went down during that Crimson Guard timing.
No.
Moon had a very aggressive orb forward, just got caught out by himself, and then they just started dying one by one.
Mineski, they not put off. They still want to fight.
They still can look for a fight. They just have to set it up better than they have. Because there are a lot of tanky heroes now on the side of OG. Like, once that Crimson Guard finished, I undervalue that item like crazy. The fight was so complicated for them at that point. Notel gonna pop the ulti. Running forward now.
He is looking for Mushi. Quick Dream Coil from Moon. Holding back the ball temporarily, but Notel, he just continues chasing down this Vengeful Spirit. Quick swap from Mushi, creating some distance, but Jerax is there with the cut around, has the net. He'll even hold the kill there for S4 to take. So OG again getting 2. These moves from Mineski being punished. Ice and Ninja Boogie will try up top, but the song's there straight away from Jerax. They may have stepped in a little too far here despite having 2 alive. Ice and Ninja Boogie attempted for the play, but the song from Jerax buys the time for them to surround and kill Ice.
I'm not sure what that play was up at top. They knew that the entire force of OG was moving forward, but they still made an aggressive play under the tower to kill a Witch Doctor. I think the rationale was, well, we can just get this kill, get out immediately. It'll take 2 seconds, no time investment whatsoever. But it's
we'll see it again here. Oh, this is back at the so we'll see Mushi get the kill onto Roshan.
Oh, this was sick.
So what, he swaps himself in, bam, takes the hit, takes the Aegis. It was a very nice play, but as we're saying, overall was sort of a bit of the silver lining to a bit of a dark cloud regarding that last few team fights that Mineski have got themselves into.
Now you've just allowed this Lycan back into this game. He's so strong. He gets on top of your Vengeful Spirits. You can't do much. And once again, is this just going to be another hero dead?
Meteor Hammer holding him down. Ninja Boogie's gone. Now with the rod as well, picked up by S4. They've got the setup onto the Shaman here as OG move from hero to hero. Mineski, they're not even done. Look at Notel. He's heading straight up underneath the tier 3s. They're just destroying Mineski as this game has just absolutely flipped on his head. And I think we're seeing sort of the strengths and weaknesses of Mineski's playstyle. They love to fight. When it's going great, it goes fantastic. But when it goes bad, it just feels like the game's over. Yeah,
I think it's just done now. They're going to get racks minimum here. And this is so confusing. They literally just went in, died one by one, and this is how they're going to lose. This was a cliff, and it just fell straight down. There was no breaks on that train. At 24 minutes, the team that I did not think was going to get racks got racks.
Well, yeah, 5k lead for OG.
They've almost got a BKB now on Rezo. They're going to be so tanky.
I mean, this is sort of what the second time I feel we've seen this from OG already at this time. You know, that game the other day against Vici Gaming. Well, that one was sort of the other way around.
Yeah,
it's flipped. They've sort of, you know, they've read the situation that they were able to put Vici where I was with them in that game, and they're doing it themselves this time. They're saying it's all right if we lose the laning stage and we sort of lose these early fights, we can get back from them. Yeah. They're doing what Vici Gaming did to them.
Mineski, this is a really disappointing way to lose this lead. It feels like they haven't taken a proper fight since. When they were winning, it felt like they were consistently taking these very intelligent 5-man engagements, and now it feels flipped. It feels like OG are the ones constantly grouping up in force, getting a little bit faster to the goal line, and OG just picking them apart now. Mineski, that was the weirdest engagement in mid. They lost hero after hero after... They lost 4 heroes in a row trying to save each other. It just felt like a Congo line of death.
And you can see sort of the amendments being made as well. You know, Ice was wanting the SOI, but now he's just going for the Ashen to BKB and roll. Lane, they have the song. Meteor Hammer timing. Bam, frame perfect. No chance for Puck to do anything in reaction. Moon is gone. Minute without the Puck.
I think it's been something absurd. It's been a lot of kills in a row now for OG.
And look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, if you look at there has
sort of condensed red dots.
The last time they got a kill was like around the 20 minutes. It's been like 6 minutes straight of Mineski getting killed.
I mean, the Vodafone tag was hashtag play faster, not feed faster. Not going great for Mineski.
And it's so disappointing because of how well they played in the early mid game. They were playing so selflessly. Like, this should not be understated. They were playing very well around each other.
The start looked absolutely... The movements, as you said, were pretty flawless from Mineski off the back.
And then that weird Roshan decision where they ran in one by one. It feels like the last 2 engagements I've just seen Mineski players run in one by one trying to save each other. And sometimes it works when you're all together. But when you're actually just running in a single hero after a single hero, then it becomes impossible. There's such a strength in numbers in this game.
From lane, OG setting up in case anyone dare come out on the side. We got S4 rifting the rest of the boys in. As OG grouped up as a unit down bottom. Rezo already searching that tree line, see if we can find things out. Darkness will be popped by Mineski. They're going to look to try and take this fight. They popped down the tree call and silenced up the 3, but the Crimson Guard and BKB's out. Resolution trying to turn towards Ice. Has that BKB done with the Wukong's command, doing a good job of bringing down Notel, and he'll get it. That's the Lycan down. Jerax moves in to go for the net, has to force himself away, but he'll also fall. Mineski fight back. They hold the tower. They get 2 kills. They only lose the Shaman.
They're going to get 3.
Ice, indeed, slowly but surely chasing down a Fly. He'll try and turn with that death ward, but the boundless strike from Ice too much, so they are able to hold that defense. Again, maybe this time around, maybe OG getting a little ahead of them. So I thought that they might back up as soon as the darkness was popped, but they seemed like they wanted to stay and force it.
And the weird decision there is they didn't have the Naga sleep. It was about 12 seconds away. If they were a little bit more patient, you can make that move.
Because surely you see the darkness and you're like, they want to do something here. Do we really want to do this, guys?
Guys, I think at that moment you just say back up. We'll wait for the Naga sleep because that's your reset. This is the, oh shit, we messed up button. You need that in these kinds of engagements because when everything gets popped, if you can just Naga sleep, people walk away, reset the fight, then you'll get it on your own terms. You can wait out a lot of these on cooldown. But credit to Mineski, that was a very nice play what they did. They did the Axe puck coil into the swap onto the Lycan, which immediately killed him.
Yeah. And you know, we saw as well sort of in that Rezo tried to turn his attention towards Ice, but when he has the BKB and the plus 20 armor from the Wukong's command, this is not an easy target to kill. The Ice is going to be able to survive in the midst of that circle at the moment. You just don't have the damage to take the monkey out.
And both teams, I mean, this is kind of a gritty game. Feels as though they're not playing at their 100%, but in games like this, it's always a little bit awkward. It's when you sort of like lose your tempo. Both one team feels like they're so far ahead that they can just go ahead without most of their massive abilities.
Interesting build. So Ice focusing purely on sort of his main hero's right click. He's got the butterfly queued up. I mean, evasion is certainly going to be key in this matchup where neither of the cores really want to be building MKB or Bloodthorn. So, I mean, and that, once he has evasion as well, then there really is very, very few chances of them killing him in his Wukong's command.
They have such a sick combo, though, the swap into the Axe Coil.
Oh,
They've got to be really careful about that on the side of OG, because there's no BKB on this Lycan. He gets popped quite quickly during that time.
I mean, I feel like I've seen the Venge Puck combo get through more drafts than I feel it should, because I feel like some teams maybe even understate how good it is, because it literally can just end the game. That sort of catch and lockdown is very hard to play against if you're not used to it.
Yeah, it's 500 damage and a full 3-second stun.
Yeah, through BKB.
Yes. Actually, with the Scepter, it's 4.5 seconds and 700 damage.
Whilst also screwing up the rest of the team that you've caught in the coil. It seems too good, and teams that are good with it, like Mineski, are getting the chance to do so. This is one of the ways to deal with it, though. Jump straight onto the puck, but there's the swap. No, Mushi will save the puck. Ice has the Wukong's command down. Moon, he's going to try and jump back, but Jerax will be able to finish him. So they lose Moon. They've got the root onto Mineski. OG biting in hard. They're still using that strength, that lead that they've managed to mount against Mineski as they find 3. They'll turn towards Ninja Boogie. He's going for the TP out, but the hammer indeed from Jerax comes through, cancelling the TP. They'll lose 4. There'll be a buyback on Moon, but there's 3 heroes down, Will, and they don't have buyback.
I think this might just be the game. Moon buys back in a desperation attempt, trying to shove out the waves, but
I think OG realized.
Yeah, it was just the team who formed up as 5 faster. OG taking advantage of that. And it looked a little bit dicey when they lost that engagement at bottom, but this time around they waited for the sleep. They had all their major abilities up. They were the team on the offensive this time around.
And look, just helping to clean up the game. Song into the hammer. Timing, of course. Perfect. That's Moon gone. Ice is going to jump in. He's got the BKB. Can he really do anything against this? He's got the 4-man boundless strike. He has some of the right click from the Jingu Mastery, but it's not enough. They move into the base. They'll swap. They've got their Hex onto S4, but the Ancient is falling. GG is called. Ladies and gentlemen, OG taking your game 1 here in what was, I think as you said, well, it felt like maybe a little bit of a warm-up for both of these teams. There were some questionable plays from both sides.
Yeah, I think especially